Welcome to another edition of the Business and Personal Podcast, where we bring you closer to the people you're doing business with, or just cool opportunities that are out there in the marketplace. So today we're excited to be joined by Justin Sebra. He's the owner of Armade in Michigan, and he's going to talk all about the great products they have there and opportunities possibly to collaborate with him as well. So it's your busy season here, Justin, as we get into the holidays. So we appreciate you taking some time to join us.
Absolutely. We gotta have the store half open here today. My name's Justin. This is Armade in Michigan. This is something that me and my dad started about 6 years ago. 2018, December 1st was our opening day. We had about 40 vendors in here at that time. And throughout this journey, through COVID and everything like that, we've really adapted the styles of how to get local products out to people. I've probably rebuilt the store and its website logistically probably 3 times in the past 6 years. So we've gone through different websites, different options for vendors, stuff like that, and we're really finding our niche now. And I'm very excited to kind of make these announcements that we're moving a lot of our products and the locally made products online to the Armade and MI website. Our fudge and our freeze-dried candies and a ton of our personal care products, home goods, cutting boards, all that stuff is going to get onto the website so that you guys can shop locally. And then, when we're signing on new artists and stuff, we really try to understand what's important to them. So we have 3 different categories of artists and vendors in our store. So we've got crafters, which I find are people that just love to make things. They make everything and anything. They're super creative, and they just need a place to kind of outlet their hobby and their craft. The next type of person we really get in here is the makers, and those are entrepreneurial type people who see a value in their product and are trying to build a brand around it and have like a branded space in the store, so everything goes along with their brand and their message. And they usually have a mission. Either they'll do something for a charity or alongside their partner's business. For example, we've got a couple people who do art alongside their husband's woodworking business or something along those lines, that really allows people to have a cohesive space in the store, and we bring that cohesive space also to the website, where they can go brand and look at their branded products on the website too and have access to it 24/7. And then the third one is really this person is the artist and the artisan. So the one that I'll tell you, there are some extremely talented people in this store that that's all they know is their craft and how to make the most beautiful oil paintings and wood sculptures and really artisan crafts like tables and stuff like that people need an outlet to sell as well. And so we're allowing people and artists that don't know how to put that stuff on the website or may not want to go through the trouble or have the skill set to, we're bridging that gap to allow them to have a space that they can come, have their items displayed both in store and on a website, and it's taken care of for them. They don't have to handle, making their own website, making changes, the marketing, the selling, that stuff. They can focus on what they do best, which is create beautiful pieces of art. So.
And I love that, because there's so many talented people that want to expand and get their product out there, but they just get so bogged down by the day-to-day of running a business, and you can take a lot of that off their plate.
It's a lot. You're only as good as your team and the system that you build around it. So like we try to incorporate ourselves into their team to kind of help them reach a new audience and help them grow. And a lot of them have the goals of, quitting their full-time job to do this. And so there's been quite a few people that I've been able to make that happen for, not solely because they joined the store, but because the store was a part of their team, and they were able to build up enough sales through all of their, sales channels to be able to quit their job. And we were so happy to be a part of that. It was very exciting.
Yeah, and that's fabulous. So we'll get back to the Artisans and your involvement with them in a bit, but I want to go backpedal a little bit and talk about the formation of Armade in Michigan because like you said, you've gone through a lot of changes, which is normal for any business, no matter how established you are. You have to constantly change and evolve. But big surprise for you, 2 years in, you didn't have a pandemic in your business plan, so all of a sudden that hits.
Yeah.
So what kind of impact did that have on you?
That had a massive impact. So when it was me and my dad, the goal here was, I guess when it first started out, it was almost like a small flea market where the vendor would come and maintain their own space in the store and stuff like that. And it was a model that kind of worked, and we've seen in other places, so we implemented it here. And for a good year, it was fantastic. And then once we started to get into the middle of COVID and stuff, the most obvious thing was to try to get online, to where we can't be closed down, and that's where this journey kind of began for me personally, because it was through that first process of learning the logistics involved of keeping a store like this stocked and inventoried and everything managed by the entity that is the store, not the individual artist, and the amount of turnover that they have, because they're very creative people. They're always making things. The seasons change, the inventory changes. We had to be able to build a system that adapted. And so for the last two to 3 years, my personal mission has been to build a collection of artists that are all within network, and then a place upper level, a marketplace where they can all be found. And through that, I want to make the logistics of handling that inventory super easy, so that they just have to come and drop off their products and leave, and we'll take care of and handle the marketing and selling of the products. And with that, it gives us the option to have way more variety and more options than other stores that are like ours. So from the consumer standpoint, we have so much in terms of variety that I think it was over 2,500 products up on the website at one point, to showcase the variety of the local talent that we have, and making sure that it's accessible for everybody.
See, I love to hear stories like that. Obviously, the pandemic was horrible for all of us to go through, but anytime you go through something like that, if you dig down deep enough, think on your feet, there's positives to it, right? And it seems like your business evolved in a better way because of all that.
Yeah, absolutely. So directly following 2020, my dad stepped out of the picture. It was very stressful for him, and thank God he did. About 6 months after that, he had a health episode, and he probably wouldn't be here if he was still at the store. So, crazy how things happen for a reason. And then at that same time, I brought in a couple business partners that we were able to kind of grow and expand with, and then have since I've taken back over majority control of the business, and it's me and Jim, my fudge maker, my chef, and we're working on building out a connected place where customers and artisans can kind of find that middle ground, that and we can connect them. That's really my goal.
So yeah, let's go back to the artisans and what is the process like for them to onboard with you, to become approved and be a part of the team?
So onboarding's pretty simple. Because we've put so much effort into the inventory system, we can kind of onboard and take in up to 50 different products a day from various different items and get them onto the website. Um, so we do a couple different things. You can rent it by space. You can run it by product variety. So if you were to, my crafters, for example, they'll come in, let's say they make tumblers and stuff. They want to do 50 different tumbler designs. They would pay a set fee, and then there would be a commission associated with that um, as the product sells. And then my artists have a little bit higher commission rate, but there's no space fee associated to it. So those that make a lot of stuff, we want to make sure that, products that you guys are bringing in are quality and are moving, and so that we have the best options for our customers. And we want to make sure that our artists are taken care of as well. So that most of the profit and stuff that you actually spend with us is going to the artist. Because that's why you're shopping here, is to support them and our small business as well. But we want to make sure that the artist gets supported, because that's part of my mission, is to connect those two pieces of the puzzle.
And it sounds like you have some flexible income options for them, models that probably work best for each individual type of entity. And as I look behind you, it looks like you've got a full store there. I don't know how much room you have for new inventory, but what are maybe some of the products that you'll find space, right?
Yeah, always.
What are some of maybe the products you don't have right now that you'd be interested in adding?
Surprisingly, going into this particular Christmas, I don't have a lot of candle makers. I have maybe one or two people doing candles. Normally, in years past, we've had entire walls of candles full. And you get almost smacked in the mouth with essential oils when you walk in the door. Candles would be a wonderful thing. We're always looking for licensed food providers as well. The problem with that is getting the license. So one of the things we have offered up is we have our commercial license here, and we've worked with a couple artists, particularly our freeze-dried lady, she's actually was able to get her license through our store as well and be able to ship and do all of and grow her business off of this platform. So it really depends. Like, I'm a pretty collaborative person. You come to me with an idea, I've heard quite a few, and I'm always getting surprised with new ones. So I'm a pretty transparent and honest person. So are my vendors that work with us. We'll give it to you straight. We know a little bit of what works in a retail setting versus what works in a craft show setting versus what works online. Those are all three different sales avenues with different means of, I guess, getting a message across. So yeah, I guess it's pretty simple. You can reach out to us. We would love to kind of look at your products, see what the market is for them. And then we want to double check and make sure that your business is set up, business or hobby is set up to where you're not going to be like you're actually making something on these products, because nobody wants to be in a situation where they're losing money on a product that they're trying to sell. And so we want to make sure it's viable for people.
And I like what you said earlier too about how you help some people branch off and start their own thing through you. So I always like success stories. So is there one that comes to mind, a success story of someone that was able to do that?
Yeah, actually. So she was one of our earliest vendors. Her name is Lisa, and she started basically doing crocheted items. She'd come in with little crocheted like caricatures or jewelry or something, keychains. And we were able to find, through connections at the store, a couple different products. So she was able to expand into like beef tallow and lotions and stuff like that. And when she was able to do that, she was actually one of those that was able to quit her job to kind of do this full time. And now she's in like 6 different stores. We just had the discussion last Friday actually on how to expand. She's feeling overwhelmed with all of the amount that she has to do, and she was asking me like, now what? I'm in 6 stores. I'm selling product. I have income coming in from this, and now what, right? And I mean, I went over like, well, you're at the stage where delegation is key, and finding out where your strengths are in this business and what you want to do and find from it versus what you can delegate and push off. And she really likes making. So I told her, I was like, it might be beneficial to work in a sales rep or something so she can manage your stores, work in an incentive so that she can add more stores, and then you can scale up with that person. So that was one of the success stories. There's been a couple of them. Some of them, for example, one of my other vendors, she went off and she started her own store. I'll give her a shout out. Her name is Vicky, and she owns the Michigan Artisan Roots. She was a vendor here at the store for about 2 years. She did mention on her way out that we were part of the inspiration for her starting her own store. And through that, I kind of grabbed this mission of, being able to help. I think that's kind of the next step. And if you're an artisan like this and you're looking for, your next step up is being able to maybe buy into a program like ours that makes onboarding simple, that you could plug and play with a couple different businesses. Like we run a t-shirt company out of here, as well as a fudge shop, and then have the storefront as basically a huge sales channel for it. So the next step I would really like to pave out for these artists would be moving into the position where I am right now, with their own storefront, and being able to kind of buy into a model and go open a storefront in a small town like this and become a community hub. That would be my dream, would be to move people into this kind of position and have this kind of staged as you start your business type situation.
Yeah, I mean, the demand for those products never ends. People love homemade craft items. So I can feel your entrepreneurial spirit and the leadership that you have. So, as long as you keep that going, I would imagine it's only onward and upward for you from here. So again, Justin, thanks so much for taking the time. What is the best way for people to get in touch, whether it be an artisan or just customers that want to start shopping? How do they find you?
Well, our website is always available, armadeandmi.com. You can always go there and shop all the artists, kind of see what's in the store as a teaser. And then, it's a beautiful drive out here. I'll tell you, we're a little bit far out. I know. But, the drive out here is gorgeous. There's country roads and farms and new development happening all over the place. You get to see drive-by Blakes and stuff like that. Feel free to come out. You can always reach out to us and find us on the website, though. Our Facebook is pretty active, as well as our Instagram. Just get out and shop local. That's all I can say is shop local, shop small. It keeps things in the community. We were able to sponsor a couple different Armada school events just because of the support we've been able to get from the community. So that's I don't see Dollar General doing that. So
Absolutely.
That's what your purchases mean to us, small businesses, is it comes right back. We promise.
Yeah, that's 100% why I do this podcast, Justin, is to put a highlight on the great things that people like you are doing that don't really get the recognition that you deserve. So
doing my best, promise.
well, hey, if this helps connect you to one more artisan that you can help grow, this was well worth our time. Right?
Yeah, definitely.